In this video, we'll be looking at some techniques for injecting analog warmth into our software synth patches. We'll be using Silent for this walkthrough, however you'll be able to follow along with pretty much any software synthesizer. Essentially we'll be using some sawtooth waveforms combined with some LFO modulation. I've began here with an initialized state of Silent. I've gone into the menu section and cleared the preset. This gives us a nice blank slate from which to construct our patch. I have a MIDI part playing here, playing a simple minor chord in the key of G minor. Let's take a look at Silent now. And what I'd like to do is set up a few things on this synth to mimic the behavior of analog synthesizers. For starters, using this sawtooth waveform, I'm going to take off the retrigger button. The retrigger on means that the oscillator phases retrigger with each new key press, which is fine if you want a very consistent sound. However, vintage analog synthesizers wouldn't feature this option, so for a more authentic sound, I'm going to turn this off. I'd also like some subtle tuning differences on this sawtooth waveform, similar to that of classic analog equipment. I'm going to use an LFO to achieve this effect. Direct it to the pitch of section A and increase the modulation amount just slightly, and then push the LFO gain up. I'm going to set it to free running rather than tempo synced. And have quite a slow rate. I'm now going to set up another sawtooth wave in section B of this synthesizer, adding one voice, taking off retrig again. I'm going to apply the same modulation to the pitch of section B now, in the other direction, and again, just a tiny amount. This is modulating the pitch ever so slightly and is contributing to a very warm and rich tone. I'm now going to route both sections to one filter. I'm going to apply a bit of filter drive here, which is going to warm the sound up further. I'm also going to apply a low pass filter here, bring the cutoff right up for now, and turn on warm drive in the main filter section, again contributing to a warmer, richer, more analog tone. Turn the volume down slightly. I have a sound set up on another instance of Silent here, and this is almost the identical patch, except this is the default patch with the oscillator retrig set to sawtooth waveforms, but not featuring any of the extra modulations we applied on the previous synth. Now let's have a listen to the difference in the two sounds. There's our analog modelled synth patch, and there's the default synth patch. Although less consistent, it's much warmer and richer. Now let's set this patch up to something more usable in a track. I'm going to apply an envelope modulation to the filter control. Bring the car frequency down. The filter drive has quite a large impact on the sound. I'm going to automate this filter drive control. Turn on latch mode in Logic and just move the filter drive control up and down tiny amounts. If we look at our automation lane that we've created here for the filter drive, those slight automations are just providing slightly different tones and variations, contributing to the less consistent sound, but adding to the warmth and richness. Go back into read mode now. I'm also going to apply some white noise to this sound. Turn the volume down. Again, this adds to the analog vibe. If we look at our MIDI patch here, and we take a look at the velocity, I've got some slight variations in velocity. I'm going to use another modulator here, the velocity, to control the cutoff frequency, again a slight amount, and this is going to provide another slight variation in the playback. Adding to that inconsistent, warm and rich tone. Now let's apply a little bit of channel EQ to roll away some of that lower frequency. And the tape delay. I'm going to go for eighth notes. Bring up the feedback slightly. Tweak the EQ. I'm also going to engage the clip threshold, which is going to give us a more driven tape delay sound. Of course, automate the cutoff frequency to add or reduce intensity in your track. That's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Any questions, please get in touch, and thanks for watching.